Good morning and welcome. Today our hearts and our hopes extend to these soon-to-be graduates. We celebrate their experiences on this hill, encourage them to do hard things well, and to build communities where love and support carry them. To guide our graduates, we emboss their diplomas with the school seal and our motto, Quanto est sapere, or how valuable is wisdom, suggesting that wisdom is embedded in experience. We grow into wisdom by making a conscious choice to reflect, to think deeply about the events in our lives, to wonder how others might experience these same events, and to talk with others about what we discover. Graduates, we hope you continue to think deeply about your moments on this campus and share with others about the learning, about the successes, and about the failures, and about the relationships that you have built here. Out of this deep reflection, a guiding wisdom flourishes within you. Mr. Krein, I welcome you for your remarks.
Good morning, trustees, faculty, staff, families, friends, and students. Welcome to the concluding ceremonies of our 180th year of education at Tilton School. Seniors, you have been looking forward to this day for a long time. The day is special for countless reasons, and surely for different reasons for each of you. But before I go any further, seniors, let's take a moment to acknowledge that each of you is here because someone or some people helped to light your way. Seniors, will you please join me in a round of applause and appreciation for the people in your life who supported you to this day. So today, really these last 2 weeks, our entire Tilton community has gathered in celebration of your accomplishments and your growth, and for the incredible adventure that stands before you. As Ms. Coyne noted in the banner ceremony earlier this week, we celebrate accomplishments because they are hard. Winning is hard. High school can be hard. And as Mr. Compton noted last night at senior dinner, you all have done a hard thing, growing into who you're meant to be very well. To the class of 2025, congratulations. Underclass students, I encourage you to listen carefully to the advice and reflections that are offered here this morning. There are sure to be more than a couple of golden nuggets that you can use in your lives. Seniors, as you walk across this stage and step into the next chapter of your lives, I want to remind you of a few simple but profoundly impactful principles that have served you well here on the Hill as students and will continue to do so for the rest of your lives as proud Tilton School alums. And I suspect there's a pretty good chance you all know where I'm going, because I heard some of these last night at baccalaureate. First, show up. Whether in your classes, your work, your relationships, or your communities, be present, get there, show up. Be the person who sets the expectation, you can count on me. Tilton School has taught you the power of being part of something larger than yourself, of standing shoulder to shoulder with those around you. Never underestimate the impact of simply being there, even, as we learned last night, when things get messy. Second, engage fully. Life is too short for half measures and AirPods. Dive into whatever you do. I think of singing the alma mater to start the year, winter carnival competitions with negative-degree temperatures, art gallery shows and MacMorrin celebrations, late-night FIFA soccer, early morning practices and training, class projects and Shakespeare presentations, and my goodness, Senior Splash. If you guys prepare for life the way you prepare for Senior Splash, you're unstoppable. At Tilton, you have learned to carry courage, curiosity, and collaboration into all that you do. And even when you get rerouted, live life to the fullest. Third, prize optimism. There will be days when the path is unclear, the weather is rainy, or the moment feels heavy. Remember that optimism is not about ignoring or avoiding challenges. It is about showing up and choosing to see the possibilities within them. Exhibit A, Senior Trip 2025. Everybody here supporting you believes that the work you do, the connections you make, and the kindness that you extend will shape a better world, even on the hard days. And finally, support each other. As you have learned at Tilton School, life is not meant to be traveled alone. Lean on the friends and mentors that you have made here, and be ready to do the same for others. As you move into your new communities, hold yourself and others capable of doing good and being good, even if that's the harder path. Building a life of meaning often involves contributing to the lives of meaning for others as well. So looking ahead, as you are all in your new environments, our community next year will strive to reach the high expectations that your class has set for us this year. And we will accomplish that if we remain optimistic and willing to give and receive lots of support to each other. And this balance, challenging one another to strive for excellence while offering unwavering support, is at the heart of what makes Tilton School a remarkable place. So as you leave the stage and move into the world, I encourage you to show up, engage fully, remain optimistic, and support each other. And in doing so, you will carry the very best of Tilton School with you wherever you go. So as you set out, class of 2025, call on us if you need us. Call on your classmates when you need them. Answer their call when they need you. And always call your family, regardless of whether you think you need them or not. You do, and you will. Congratulations to the class of 2025. Next, I would like us to give a fitting class of 2025 welcome, and I'm thinking about the way that we show up in school meeting here, to our next speaker, who has been a friend of and leader for Tilton School for over 20 years. John Shaughnessy first became a member of our Tilton family when his younger brother, PJ Shaughnessy, attended Tilton. PJ graduated in May of 2002 and passed away, tragically, in November of that same year. The entire Tilton community rallied for the Shaughnessy family as they worked through their grieving, and the Shaughnessy's, in return, have remained steadfastly committed to Tilton ever since. Mr. Shaughnessy became a trustee in October of 2014 and currently serves as the chair of the Board of Trustees. He is an unsurpassed champion of Tilton School, and his generosity has touched and changed thousands of lives here on the Hill. He's equal parts ram-tough and warm-hearted, and it is because of the compass of leaders like Mr. Shaughnessy that Tilton School is strong and our future so bright. Please join me in welcoming to the podium John Shaughnessy, Chair of the Board of Trustees.
Morning, guys. How we doing? Everyone ready? All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Derek. That was too much. Well, good morning, everybody. Parents, grandparents, siblings who were forced to be here, faculty, staff, and most importantly, the amazing class of 2025. My name is John Shaughnessy, and as Derek said, I have the privilege of serving as the chair of the Board of Trustees here at Tilton School. I want to thank my fellow trustees who've joined me here today to celebrate this milestone. Thank you, trustees, for making the journey. And graduates, just as Mr. Krein did, before I say anything else, please join me in giving a loud, heartfelt round of applause to your mom, dad, and all those special people in your life who helped get you to this day. This is really an important day. Big round of applause, everybody. Okay, so many of you know I love commencement. It's my favorite day. I've seen a lot of graduating classes, and to me, this class, the class of 2025, is truly special. You've reached the top of the hill, literally and figuratively, and you're about to level up and take your next big leap into the great unknown. The weather is perfect. Kinda. The robes are sty. And let's be honest, this is the best you've looked at 10 a.m. all this year. But seriously, 2025 marks a turning point, not just for you, but for Tilton. With the arrival of Mr. Krein, we've witnessed a cultural shift, a renewed sense of community where we show up, lean in, and engage fully. It's a culture of intentional connection where kindness is expected, support is second nature, and every decision begins with you at the center. Derek, you've brought energy, vision, and a reset to Tilton. You've done it by modeling respect, listening deeply, and caring genuinely. As one wise person said, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Tilton isn't just changing, it's becoming the best version of itself. Derek, faculty, and staff, thank you all for a job well done this year. Now, class of 2025. You've been at the center of a lot of that positive change. You've seen what happens when people lean in instead of logging off. You've learned that small acts, holding a door, showing up for a friend, sending a kind text can make a big difference. You've lived out one of my favorite quotes, "What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make." And you have made a difference. But now it's time to take that spirit out into the world. As you look ahead, remember this: be yourself. The world has plenty of people pretending to be someone else. What it needs desperately is you. Your weirdness, your warmth, your one-liners, your talent for making people laugh or feel safe or seen. As Oscar Wilde said, be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Follow your dreams, even if they sound crazy to someone else. Actually, especially if they sound crazy. Dreams should be big, bold, and a little terrifying. That's how you know they matter. Henry David Thoreau said, "Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you have imagined." And while we're following our dreams, let's set some goals. Not get rich or go viral goals, real goals, purposeful goals. Build something, heal something, fix something, help someone, make your time mean something. And never forget where you came from. You came from nights in the dorm laughing until 2 a.m. And yes, I'm looking at you, Pfeiffer. From early mornings in the Commons, bagel in hand, half asleep on the way to school meeting. From epic games on the fields, unforgettable plays on the courts, hard hits in the rink. From winter carnival, late nights in the Mark, field trips, legacy projects, T-Hop, Ram-Tram, and of course, Rusty's. You've been shaped by teachers, coaches, and advisors who pushed you, friends who picked you up, and a place that gave you room to fall, grow, and become who you are. These are your roots. This is your story. Carry it with you. And to the small group of grads who I've known for many years, even before your time at Tilton, you've made me proud. You left your mark, and I'll miss seeing you on campus. So, class of 2025, the future is yours to shape, not just to survive it, but to lead it, to improve it, to change it. The world doesn't need more followers, it needs you, bold, curious, compassionate, and ready. Steve Jobs once said, "The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who actually do it." You've got this. Chase your dreams, change the world, stay weird, stay kind, and remember, no matter how far you go, the hill will always be home. Congratulations, graduates.
Thank you, Mr. Shaughnessy, and thank you to all of our trustees supporting Tilton today. Now I would like to welcome our first student speaker, Lex Condo de Matraki. Lex is a 4-year student of a legacy family from nearby Laconia and has led our community this year as student body president. To say Tilton School runs in his family would be a wild understatement. His love and enthusiasm for black and gold has been evident in everything he's done here on the Hill, from student government to soccer, lacrosse, in the classroom, Granite State Challenge, and everywhere in between. Lex is a McMorran Scholar, a member of the National Honor Society, and a cum laude recipient, among other highlights. He is off to West Point next fall, where we know he'll continue to do great things. Please join me in welcoming Lex Kondo de Matraka to the podium.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Krein. Also, please just forgive me for my voice. I think I left it behind in Maine on the senior trip. There was a lot of yelling going on, but it was a ton of fun, so just forgive me for that. Thank you all for being here this morning. Your support has made this journey possible for each and every one of us. And I know I can speak on behalf of the class 2025 when I say that we are deeply grateful for the help we've received from everyone in attendance here along the way. As one of the few four-year seniors in the class 2025, I've seen students, faculty, traditions, and even dorms come and go over the years. Even more uniquely, I essentially grew up on this campus as my older brother graduated here in 2017. When my younger brother Nico and I were young, we'd get picked up from elementary school every day, then come to campus to watch one of my older brother's soccer games, lacrosse games, prize nights, and ultimately his graduation. We were always here on campus. With that said, this is actually my 5th Tilton graduation, so I understand that speeches can be boring, so that's why I'm here to share with you nothing more than the goal I set for today when I first arrived here, the process it took to get it done, and the 5 steps required for goal setting. I stepped onto campus in August of 2021 with a mask on because of the aftermath of COVID pandemic. The idea that Tilton was going to be a fun, exciting, and welcoming community, just as I had envisioned it when I was younger. I had never been so wrong. Spending a lot of time on campus as a child gave me the idea that the community was going to be kind, encouraging, and respectful. Yet for some reason, from the moment I showed up, I was made fun of, taunted, and had many things from my dorm room missing every day because someone had stolen something from me. Luckily, I had a few upperclassmen by my side who were there to bring me up, so I would like to thank them because I would not be able to make it up here today without their encouragement. Well, I can't remember the names of every person that did things like trash my room, steal family photos I had on my desk and put them in Noel's lobby, anything like that. The things that stuck out the most were their words. These words came from student leaders who were on the admissions videos and that all the faculty loved. There were team captains and upperclassmen who told me that it was not cool to try and that putting in effort was bad. I was told by a lacrosse captain to stop being a tryhard, then told by one of my teammates that I would never be a captain of a varsity sports team, nor would I ever get minutes. These words stuck with me, and I still remember them clearly even 3 years later. While I was upset in that moment, these little comments only helped me grow as a person and made me more motivated to prove them wrong. I remember these moments clearly, but none of them are more clear to me than the time a senior my freshman year told me that, and I quote, "You will never be the head admissions ambassador, since we already have the next 4 years of head admissions ambassadors picked out, and I made sure not to choose you." I remember exactly where I was, exactly who I was with, and exactly who said it. This was someone who everyone looked up to, including myself, and whose words were powerful. But I kept it in. I put it away. And when my junior year came around, I was named head ambassador. That day, I thought about texting them, saying I proved you wrong. That day, I thought about texting them, saying I proved you wrong because I was named a head ambassador. But then I thought to myself, that person was absolutely not going to remember saying that. But also, was proving them wrong the reason I wanted this responsibility? It became clear that I wasn't actually doing things to prove this person or that person wrong, but because I love my campus and wanted to be a leader here. While it did feel good to prove everyone wrong, everyone that told me I wouldn't be able to do something wrong, these words weren't the core of why I set the goal that I had. The Tilton that I envisioned never left the back of my head, and by the end of my freshman year, I decided to make it my goal to completely change the culture of this place, and make it more like the welcoming, exciting place I had imagined when I arrived. That's why step one is visualization. Imagine what the final result will be, and dedicate your time to the goal. If you're not willing to do so, scrap it and find something you are willing to do. My goal has been a 4-year project, and if you don't believe me, you can ask Mrs. Smith, because it almost says my exact goal in the letter I wrote to myself at the end of my freshman year. I swore to myself that when I was older, I would treat the lower classmen the way I wish I was treated when I was that age. I'm sure you all been at a point where you're seeking advice and looking up to someone for guidance. As you all become upperclassmen, one thing to keep in mind is that the fact that to you, something may be an everyday conversation, but to someone else, they could be looking up to you, hoping that you give them a sense of encouragement and hope. Step two is action. By the time my sophomore year hit, I figured as I got older, things would just magically be different. That if I waited long enough, the culture would change itself, and I wouldn't have to do any work to make it happen. That's when I read a quote from Gandhi that said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." My immediate response hearing this quote was, bring it on, because if I truly wanted to make a change, I had to be the one to do it. So I decided to take action and work tirelessly to make sure the change I wanted happened. Sacrifices need to be made in order to achieve a goal. Trust me, I've made multiple sacrifices during my time here, and so have many others in this graduating class. Numerous hard decisions and sacrifices were made over 4 years, but because of those sacrifices, we were able to do things like plan the pep rally and have fun events like the volleyball tournament, and ultimately end up here today. Aside from this, smaller goals were set, especially ones that seemed difficult or out of reach. I had my big picture goal, but then I set yearly goals, monthly goals, weekly goals, and even daily goals. This action was crucial, since I felt that I had a target that I was chasing my entire time here. Some hear this and say, that's a lot of goals. That's pretty ambitious. And actually, I heard that come from many people. It was often said with sarcasm, like they didn't believe it was possible. For some reason, when people hear and use the word ambition, it sounds like an insult, like the person is arrogant, selfish, or have unrealistic hopes. But I believe that ambition is one of the keys to success, since ambition is defined as, and I quote, a strong desire to do or to achieve something, typically requiring determination and hard work. With this determination and motivation, when you are told that's not possible, you have to reply with, not for you, and then try another way. By the time I was elected student body president, people had told me multiple times that things were not possible or that I couldn't do them. But instead of listening, I did my best to achieve what I'd hoped. I put my head down and got to work. That's when I realized when people can't do something themselves, they want to tell you that you can't do it in order to make themselves feel better. But this is okay. This is part of the challenge, because these are all tests to see how bad you really want to achieve your goal. There's a quote from Robert F. Kennedy that states, if there's nobody in your way, you're not going anywhere. And I embodied this throughout my Tilton journey, since there were always people trying to reverse the progress that was made or saying no without a reason, which all caused there to be moments where I was discouraged, unmotivated, and tired. But I remembered Robert Frost's poem that I read in Mr. PK's sophomore English class that said, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. At times it seems like the best and easiest option is to just give up and forget about your goal because it's not that big of a deal. But if you pair determination with discipline, anything and everything is possible, no matter the task. That being said, my advice for students watching today is do not let failure get the best of you, and definitely do not fear it. Instead of looking at failure from an I lost point of view, look at the positives and the what can I learn point of view. Think about what you can do better next time and how you can keep moving forward. Something a lot of people don't actually remember is that the class of 2025 began with under 20 students, and I actually lost the election when I ran for class president. Those of you who know me know for a fact that I hate losing. And while I was discouraged for a little bit, actually a while, I made sure not to let defeat get the best of me, and instead learn from my mistakes, which got me into student government the other 3 years. So, don't picture failure as a bad thing, but as an opportunity to learn and succeed on the second try. Because if you are ambitious and determined enough, you'll try as many times as you need to reach your goal. That's why step 3 is ambition and dedication. With no motivation, it will be significantly harder to reach something that is desirable, especially if you're not willing to work hard to achieve it. By setting a goal, you are working hard every single day to achieve something. You have a purpose, and you're trying your best every day to better yourself. On that note, I have a question for you all. If you were offered $5 billion today, but the catch was that you would not wake up tomorrow, would you take it? That's right, no. My answer would be no, because tomorrow is worth more than any amount of money, and we can't take it for granted. It is important that you get as much done today as possible, because it may be your last opportunity. So step 4 is gratefulness. You need to be so unbelievably grateful about having the day that you're willing to get as much done today as possible for no other reason other than the fact that you can. If you can physically do it today, then get it done today. Now, the physical part is half the battle. The other half is mental. The person who says they can and the person who says they can't are both usually right, because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. What you believe and what you tell yourself will come true. Take advantage of the day that you have in front of you. Be determined and be willing to go to any length to complete your goal. It's been a long journey. I've set goals, I've hit some, not hit others, and learned a lot about myself, as well as many important lessons. My greatest goal, which I have had since my freshman year, was to change the culture here and make Tilton more how I envisioned it when I first arrived. I truly believe that steps 1 through 4 have been completed. So that only leaves the last step. Step 5 is legacy. Will your achievement outlive you? What did your goal mean to not only your life, but the lives of those around you? You can inspire people, influence them, and help them in any aspect of a goal, because success is contagious, which is why step 5 is the most important step. To the returning Tilton students, I hope you're all able to continue this new Tilton culture, and I hope you all feel you are welcome to campus and enjoy community life. If you feel that way, then I can leave here knowing we have been a successful graduating class in our 5 steps, and the legacy we leave as the class of 2025 of community will live on. Most importantly, I want you all to know that these moments are going to go by fast. So make the best of them while you can. And realize that while the beginning and the end result are very important, the steps in between are what make your time here so special. My one request is to make it your goal to pass Tilton down even better than you found it. And then set your own goals. Use the 5 steps of visualization, action, ambition, gratefulness, and legacy to not only help you, but inspire others as well. I would like to personally thank everyone who was a part of our journey, as I know it wouldn't have been possible without you. In a strange way, this even includes those who stood in our way, told us no, and said things were not possible. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you to teachers, coaches, and other faculty that supported us during our time here. Thank you, Tilton, and congratulations to the class of 2025.
Thank you, Lex. And with that, you brought the sun. Well done. All right, it is now my pleasure to welcome the student-selected speaker, Nick Austin, to the podium. Nick is a four-year senior from Northfield, New Hampshire, is a McMorran Scholar, a member of the National Honor Society, and a cum laude recipient. He accomplished a lot in his 4 years and was recognized with 5 different awards on prize night, including the Frederick M. Eaton Prize for high scholastic standing and high moral character. On top of all that, he was a member of our mountain biking team and a constant musical presence on campus. If ever there was a student to embody our essential skill of play, it's Nick Austin. Nick is headed to the University of Chicago next fall, and we can't wait to see what he'll do in the Windy City. Please help me welcome Nick Austin to the stage.
Good morning. Well, firstly, I didn't tell my friends from home or my parents that I'd be speaking today, so surprise! Many students around this time of year tend to reflect on their academic year, or in my class's case, the complete time in high school. Most of us easily see the growth we've had since we were first on a high school campus. I know I sure can when I see those pictures of me in Noel's lobby. Yikes. But as we look back, working our way through time up until today, we may end up noticing less and less change from more recent times to the present. At what point would someone stop saying that they've grown, though? Is there a cutoff? Humans are quite good at looking back. Sometimes it's hard to see change from day to day or from hour to hour, but you wouldn't notice if your morning cereal had 10 teensy marshmallows one day and 11 the next, 12 the next, and so on. But after 20 or so days, you may begin to get a little sugar high after you eat your breakfast. You most definitely will notice the change from day 1 to day 20, but not necessarily from one day to the next. I can't help but reference a concept derived from calculus, so bear with me. Change can happen in an instant. Whether we realize it or not, we are constantly changing. Our brains are processing information much faster than we could ever comprehend, and forging new neural pathways to learn and develop. How could we not be changing? How could we not be growing? There is no cutoff. Now, I'd like to introduce the concept of anticipatory nostalgia. Got a couple laughs. Anticipatory nostalgia is the tendency for humans to expect to feel nostalgia, which is sentimental longing for the past, about a situation that's either happening now or not too far in the future. It can be described as missing what has not yet been lost. Now, for those of you who know me, this shouldn't shock you, but I did some research on this. Anticipatory nostalgia often consists of positive memories, and most often, but not always, ones associated with close interpersonal relationships. These anticipated feelings of nostalgia actually are quite positive. The most frequent feelings associated with nostalgia were bittersweet or longing, excited or happy. I consider bittersweetness and longing positive. These show that you've lived through a fulfilling memory and are willing to be transported back to relive it, to reflect on it, and compare it to today, whether it be negative or positive. After reading these studies, nostalgia to me resembles a mechanism to help humans appreciate and live our lives better. But does getting better need to be all sunshine and rainbows? Many often quote that failure leads to improvement. With this in mind, nostalgia can be negative. Admittedly, this is a bit of an abstract concept, and certainly a bit of a stretch on the definition of nostalgia. But I'm here to prove a point, not coin a new phrase. Without turning this into a sob story, I'd like to share a brief personal anecdote about growth and negative nostalgia. In 2019, my mother suffered a life-threatening and life-altering stroke while we were on vacation. My family took a hard hit, and I, an 11-year-old boy, was forced to man up for one of the first times in my life. The stroke forced my mother to proceed from ground zero, which means she could not speak except the occasional quiet singular word and very little movement. Change from day to day was minimal. perhaps a few more degrees in rotation in her wrist, or an extra word uttered. Marshmallows, people. 1 marshmallow a day. Looking back on this time, I don't get much positive nostalgia, as one could expect, but it was a time of growth. Nostalgia to me is valuable, nevertheless, even if it's not so positive. As the days slid by, it was hard to stay optimistic. A word a day, or a marshmallow a day, if we're lucky, is not too hopeful. Strokes are hard to come back from. However, growth still happens in an instant. Nostalgia helps us sort out the growth into palatable servings. Today, my mother and family are sitting under this tent with you watching me graduate after coming back from a stroke and the devastating aftermath. They are a living, breathing, and thankfully walking example of growth accumulating in tiny quantities and the power that nostalgia has to enable reflection on personal growth. My message to you is to lean into the nostalgia, whether it be anticipatory or current. Fellow graduates, reflect on your time at Tilton. Others, reflect on your memories. And to everyone, don't be scared of that anticipatory nostalgia. Build your future with it. Form those happy memories now. Embrace your negative ones. Live life mindfully. Miss what has not yet been lost, as it means you love what is yet to leave. Thank you kindly, and congratulations to the class of 2025. Peace.
Thank you, Nick. I just heard somebody on stage say, that's a tough act to follow. So it is my pleasure to introduce the student-selected faculty speaker to the stage, Dan Blute. You can clap for him, go ahead. Though he's only been a member of the faculty here on the Hill for parts of 2 school years, he has resonated with students as evidenced by his selection to speak to the class of 2025 today. Mr. Blute teaches world literature and composition, literature of the Americas, is our varsity baseball coach and assistant JV boys basketball coach. Simply put, he loves today's graduating class and has made a sizable impact on their experience. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Blute to the stage.
The powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse. The powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse. What will your verse be? Good morning, class of 2025. I am truly honored and appreciative to be giving your commencement speech. In my 30-plus years in education, the farewells that will be said in the receiving line after this ceremony will be the hardest I've ever had to say. I don't use the word goodbye. It sounds too permanent. But rather farewell, because that's what I want for all of you in your post-Tilton lives, to fare well. I've seen so much beauty in my days, so much beauty in this world. There is something truly special about the beauty in the hearts of young people about to graduate from high school and head out into the world. Thank you for letting me be a part of this moment. What will your verse be is a question you've all been asked in other speeches I've given this year. And if you had me for class, you've been asked that question even more. I'm writing this speech. I knew I was going to need help. I'm not afraid of public speaking. I'm not particularly shy. But this is the kind of speech that is meant to be thought about as you circumnavigate the world. It is meant to help propel you forward in your lives. That's a big responsibility. So I called on some friends, Robert Frost, Langston Hughes, Dylan Thomas, Emily Dickinson, and even Troy Maxon. Yes, those of you who had me for American Lit in either of the last 2 years, I said Troy Maxon. Troy Maxon is the main character in the play Fences. He gives a lot of advice, though that advice is usually born out of bitterness. However, there is one piece of advice he gives that serves young and old alike well. You've got to take the crookeds with the straights. What that means is that life's roads are sometimes going to have bumps. Life's roads are sometimes going to have sharp turns. When you realize that you can hurdle those bumps and that you know how to maneuver through those turns, you'll be well on your way to understanding and achieving your verse. This is where the poets come in. Robert Frost, Langston Hughes, Emily Dickinson, though we're going to save her for last, and Dylan Thomas. Aidan Farrell introduced this part of my speech in his last night at the baccalaureate. Robert Frost tells you that you're going to come to forks in your roads, important forks, where you're going to have to decide which way to turn. It is okay to take the well-known route. It's okay to take the path that many others before you have traveled, and where you're pretty sure you know how things will turn out. That's certainly the safer choice. That road can lead to your happiness. Your pot of gold may, in fact, be waiting at the end of it. But what about the road that few have gone down before? What if yours are the first footsteps? That might sound scary, and to those just going out into the world, it can be scary. But what if everything you've ever wanted and wished for can be found along the way, or is waiting for you at the end? Would everybody in the class of 2025 now please close your eyes? I want you to look to the future. 2 roads diverged. Which one did you choose? You can open your eyes now. Langston Hughes reminds you of the importance of following your dreams and what might happen if you don't at least try. He suggests those untried or deferred dreams will sag like a heavy load. There will be a weight on your shoulders that you don't need. So whether your dream is to be a philosophical mathematician, an artistic engineer, a lawyer, a doctor, a nurse, a rocket scientist, own your own business, or to go from George Washington University, St. Anselm, Northeastern, Southern Connecticut, or Trinity into the WNBA, or from New Orleans into the NBA, or from the juniors into the NHL, or to become an officer in the military, or a police officer in your hometown, or a psychologist working with kids, or a performer on a stage, you have to fight and work until those dreams are realized. Dreams take work. Dreams take commitment. Most of all, dreams need to come from your heart. And the best thing about being young, your dreams can sometimes change, but will still always need to come from your heart. When I was your age, I planned on playing professional baseball. I majored in English in college because I wanted a backup plan. Turns out the backup plan actually led me to my real dream, and I get to live it every day, working with young people like you. Dylan Thomas tells us, because their words had forked no lightning, they do not go gentle into that good night. Add deeds or actions into that line along with words. The good night I'm referencing here is when you're in your 70s and 80s. I want you to be able to look back at your lives and realize you did it. You made it. Lightning. You left your positive mark on this world. I believe that is a responsibility for all of us. Maybe you left that positive footprint because of the route you chose when 2 roads diverged. Maybe you made the world a better place because you fought for and achieved your dreams. Maybe because you lived your dreams, you went on to help others dare to have dreams of their own. That is a great way to fork lightning. The last but possibly most important ingredient to help you find your verse is hope. Emily Dickinson tells us that hope is the thing with feathers. That means hope is light and it can fly. It travels easily with you. There is no place that hope can't go. You can take it wherever and whenever. In my lifetime and in my career, I've seen hope do some amazing and wondrous things, including personally as recently as 1 month ago today. On my first day of every new class, including the last 2 years here at Tilton, I read the Dickinson poem, Hope is the Thing with Feathers. After we talk about what hope means for a while, and I share some related stories from teaching around the world, I tell the kids that my hope for them is that when they are in twilight years of their careers, they can look back with as much love, joy, and passion as I can. That is what I hope for all of you in the Tilton class of 2025. Listen to the words offered today by these poets and Troy Maxson. They will take you far. What will your verse be? I'm going to end this speech the same way I close the weekly end of the reports I send to my classes. And if you want to do it with me, classes, you may. Be good, be safe, eat your vegetables, perform an act of kindness, keep spreading your light, but remember to save some for yourselves. Peace.
Thank you, Mr. Blute. So before we award diplomas, I am honored to announce a special faculty honor. The commitment to educating teenagers at a boarding school is a tremendous one, demanding a multitude of skills as our duties and areas of influence have no bounds. You have to have a serious sense of purpose, but not so serious that you can't laugh at yourself and with those around you. Tilton is fortunate to have a tradition of both attracting outstanding educators and producing them. A member of our faculty and staff, Dean Gordon Jeffries, set the standard for the dual role of supporting students and colleagues. Dean Jeffries served Tilton School from 1952 to 1983, 31 years that indelibly shaped the life of our school and our people. In 1986, a award was created in his honor that was bestowed sporadically through the years. The inconsistency of the award caught the attention of a member of our alumni body and current board member, Dr. Stephen Weiss, Tilton School class of 1961. In no uncertain terms, Dr. Weiss credits Tilton School and especially Dean Jeffries for his growth as a young man. As such, Dr. Weiss decided to support an award that recognizes an outstanding faculty member in honor of Dean Jeffries. So the Jeffrey Weiss 59 Award for Excellence in Teaching recognizes a Tilton faculty member who demonstrates a commitment to the education and well-being of Tilton School students and colleagues. The prize is awarded yearly to memorialize Dean Jeffries, whose service at Tilton was meritorious and personally significant to Dr. Weiss during his time at school. Through the generosity of Mr. Weiss, this award includes a monetary component, part of which is allocated for the awardee's professional development. I am honored to announce that this year's recipient of the Jeffries Weiss 59 Award goes to Adam Lesser. So now the moment we have all been waiting for. I would like to ask Ms. McCandless and Mr. Shaughnessy to assist in the awarding of the diplomas.
Before we start, please know, class of 2025, how much it has been a privilege for me to be a part of your journey here at Tilton, and I will miss you all very, very much. Are you ready? Ready to start us off? Okay. Ola Fusho Taritaya Akarigoru. Candela Alvarez Llorente. Nicholas Robert Austin. Michelle Igoma Azu. Anna Elizabeth Burton. Leah Gastro Bernal. Tyler Flynn Bernier. Tishana Tiffany Blackwood.
Michael Bradley. Jack Reed Braga. Henry David Brochu. Daniela Takache Sanchez. Nicolas Gonzalez Garcia Acubia.
Pike Brian Colburn. Alexios Kondo Demitraki. Ruth Walker Crosby. Jeremy A. D'Souza.
Yes, sir.
Sebastian Ignacio de la Rocha. Sebastian Savage DeVoe.
Come on, P-Man. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cameron Patrick Fahey.
Yo, Faye. Yeah, Faye.
Aiden Hardy Farrell. Andrew Feldman. Catherine Flippo. Gao Yujia Josiah. David Arturo Garcia Ortiz. Beckett Nicole Gilbert. Ryan Grubb.
Go to call, brother.
Brad Gooden.
Thank you.
Before I introduce our next graduate, Tilton School has a tradition in which faculty and staff members present the diploma to the graduating family member. So Ms. Court, would you please join us? Sylvan Hostek Court. Mary Kate Kelly. Sage Anjane Latour. Anthony Lapasona. Lindsay Amber LeMay.
We didn't get the...
Lee Xiaoxuan Roderick.
Yeah, Ron. Ready? Go, Ronnie. Thanks so much, man. Yeah, Ron. Yeah, Ron.
Hannah M. Lynch. Gavin D. Makeley. David Edward McMahon.
Hey, show this man. Let me see over
Timothy Michelle Jr.
That's my roommate, Jeff.
Nafis Paget. Mateo Isaiah Pasolino.
That's my back, I'm going.
Colleen Farai Piri. Noah A. Pinio.
Come on, Bria! Bria!
Madeline Pittman. Lucas Pustecki.
Start with Denver.
Julie Nicole Pugh. Jack Riley.
Attaboy, Rolf! That's right!
Gabriel Rodriguez Solis. Jenna Lee Milagros Salivera. Mason Henderson Scanlon.
So nice you did it twice, kid. Attaboy. That's it,
Gabriel Elias Semmel. Ty Seymour.
Yeah, Seams. Get in class mode, Seams.
Peter Silverman.
Bob's, man. Winthrop, man. Oh, and she's North Shore native. North Shore.
My sister will be mad at me if I don't.
Jake Tash.
Bishop Brady, bro. Tight shit. Tight shit.
Rory Von Terry.
Let's go, Rory.
Sophia Twarog. Kaden Yeeman.
Yeah, you.
And Sophie Young. Krein, I now invite you back up to the podium to announce the class for the first time.
Trustees, faculty, staff, families, and underclass students, I now present to you the 2025 Tilton School graduates. And certainly congratulations and well done on the caps, the decorating caps. Those are awesome. So before I ask Mr. Suarez to come forward, I do want to let you know that our trustees and faculty will recess first, followed by our newest alums. As is the tradition, our faculty will line up and congratulate the seniors individually. Thank you, families, for honoring this final moment we have with your loved one, and you can meet your graduate at the end of the line. Mr. Suarez.
We're almost done with me, don't worry. Okay. Graduates, as we bring not only this commencement, but also this chapter to a close, let us all pause and reflect with a sense of gratitude, hope, and wonderment. Truly, take 5 seconds and look around. Today marks a point of transition. May you recognize that you are not closing the doors to Tilton, for those remain open forever. Rather, you are opening new doors, asking new questions, and most importantly, embarking on new endeavors. May the lessons learned here on the Hill guide each of you with insight and clarity. As you push forward, may you lead with kindness, speak with integrity, and act with courage. May you find purpose and meaning in your passions and strength in your challenges. May you allow this moment to remind you of how far you have come and inspire you to challenge a world, to show up and engage fully. For that is how you each remain forever Tilton true. Congratulations.